Hey guys, how are you doing tonight? It is night here where I am. You're probably seeing this in the morning. Um, Today we're just gonna be real chill and we're just gonna kind of do an unready with me, get unready with me or whatever. And I'm just gonna take the day off today and talk to you about some things that I've been seeing, and as we come to a close of this year, then I think, kind of sometimes things are important to reevaluate. And like this time of the year is always so stressful to people, and I'm just taking my eyeshadow off. Everyone alike, I think it's just generally stressful whether you love the holidays or you don't. It doesn't really matter. It's a stressful time for everyone, and I think that causes people to do a lot of stupid things. It's been proven that crime just completely spikes during this time of the year. So do suicides, consequently enough, or crazy enough, right? So I just kind of wanted to chat with you guys. And of course, this week has been a bit crazy in the beauty industry. Again, this is the green clean from pharmacy. I love this. I know some people don't, but it is just amazing at taking off my eyeshadow and my mascara. It's like, it does wonders. And anyways, yeah, I love it. But this whole Jackie Ina thing has raised the question in the virtual world and social media. It kind of goes along with what's happening in the actual real world, because to me, and you might agree or not agree with this, but social media is not the real world. YouTube is not the real world. It's a lot of people's world, and it's important to them. Like, I understand that, and I mean, hell, it's important to me. I'm here talking to you now. It's a great platform if used correctly, and it's a powerful platform if used correctly or incorrectly as well. But and I will tell you, like, it's been this whole debate, and there have been thousands of videos gone up about this tweet that she put out to her, is it like 2+ million, I think, followers and fans, that, all white people don't know how to say excuse me or something. It was something along those lines, or white people never say excuse me, something like that. Like, I follow her on Twitter, and I could easily pull it up, but my hands are a mess. I'm using this Ofra Soft Pearl Peel, and I just love this. My skin needs some help today. It needs some hydration. It's really cold, and so my skin is very dry right now, and it needs some rose. So I'm just gonna do this while we talk about this. And she had all of her white followers, or somewhat white followers, up in arms saying this is racism, this is wrong, how can you say that? If I say that, then, I basically get taken out and shot because I've said all whatever group of people are this or that, or do this or that. I understand that. But then you have another group of people saying that I look like the Tin Man, saying because your skin is white, you are inherently racist, and you cannot be, people can't be racist against you. They can't be prejudiced against you, and all of this. And I don't believe that, and in the not even in the smallest form. I think that in this country, in history, there are white people of European descent with lighter skin colors held the power and oppressed a lot of people, and basically, I don't know a better word for it, but tried to educate the masses that a person with a different skin color or from a different part of the world was inferior. But I think in our world today, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this because I am pale as pale can be, you know, German, Scots, Irish, and whatever else has come together through the years to make this girl you see in front of you. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying that because that's just what it is. But I think in our country today, that's not 100% the case. Like, there are hateful, evil people out there that still believe that way, but I think in the last 100 years in our nation, we've made huge strides. As human beings, as Americans, as just human beings, there's no way that we can go back in time and undo the awful, hateful things that were done in the past. And I don't know about you, but for me, I have never done any of these horrible things. I have never owned another person. I mean, I joke and I say I own my children because I hold their birth certificate and I gave birth to them, but you never actually own a person. Like, I've never owned a person. My family has never owned a person. And I don't know anyone in this world today that has ever been owned or sold as a slave in that trade. I mean, there is human trafficking going on, but that's a whole other mess. So for this mindset that I see, that in order for a person of color to consider themselves equal, or to be considered as equal in society, they have to give what historically their ancestors received. Passing along that hate doesn't ever take it away. It won't ever erase it from the history books. It won't ever mean that it's undone. As human beings, we're all intelligent enough to know that there's no magic way to undo that. But we can move forward from it. And we can learn from what happened in the past, and that's why history is so important. And that's why having those books and the stories and the monuments and the statues and just the education of what happened in the past is so important. As much as people in our past 100 years ago and further back were educated and raised to believe, it was bred into them to believe these inaccuracies and these hateful thoughts and actions, we have to do the same in the other direction. We have to breed it out, educate it out. And to say that you're white, so you're automatically this way, is just as wrong as for anyone else to say you're black or Hispanic or Asian or whatever it is. I've even seen it against mixed races. So you're automatically X, Y, or Z. To say anyone based on their appearance is categorically something else is wrong. And I hate the word racism. I hate it because it's hatred against another race. We are all of the human race. You're not black race, white race, yellow race, green race. We're not that race. That's your skin color. That's your heritage. That's your ancestry. It's not your race. You are the human race. So racism to me, if you're saying that person A is racist against person B, you're saying you just hate humankind. And though I'm pretty antisocial and, I just sometimes people's too much for me, but I don't hate human beings. I much prefer animals, but I don't hate human beings. I just keep watching Mrs. Ultimate Glow. So it just breaks my heart, and I despise that word. And for people to say categorically that because I'm white, people can't be racist against me, and I'll never understand those feelings. You're right. I've never had a lot of experiences that some of my friends that are of different skin colors have had. I haven't, but I have experienced the opposite. I have been driving through a neighborhood and been pulled over because I was white. Because I'm white. I shouldn't be there, is what I was told. I shouldn't be there because I'm white. What are you doing here? You causing trouble? No, absolutely not. I'm dropping a friend off. I'm going to this store. Like, I got lost on the freeway and ended up here, So I've experienced that. I've experienced not being able to do things that I wanted to do, or go places that I wanted to go, or have people believe in me or take me seriously just because I'm a woman. We all experience hardships and hurdles, and we all have to figure out how to deal with the ignorances of other people. That doesn't diminish anyone's experience. It doesn't make your experience greater than mine or mine greater than yours. It's just, as human beings, and there's so many of us on this planet now, that we have to learn to coexist, and we have to learn to look past what our eyes see and see what a person actually is. I don't think any one group of people is categorically anything, except for the people that do my nails. They just refuse to speak to me in English, so I don't know what they're doing. But they're really loud, and they're laughing, and they're having a good time, so, that's a different situation. But, what I'm saying, I know I'm laughing and joking, but in all seriousness, this is a very, very serious situation. This is, my kids have to grow up in this world, and I have taught them people are who, a person is who they act. Like, how they act maybe, but you don't look at someone and decide who they are. You let them show you who they are. You don't see the color, you see the human. And I wish that other people could understand that. I have been told, because I'm white, that I have privilege, that I'm automatically given some privilege that another person exactly like me, except with a different skin color, doesn't have. And I believe in some cases that might be true, but categorically across the board, I don't think so. Because, let me tell you, I have had job interviews in the past where I was more educated on my own time, not because of anybody else, because of my hard work and me paying for it, taking on the student loans, taking on the debt, putting in the time. I was more educated. I had more experience, and I had more availability to do the job. But I was not given the job because they needed to hire a minority to get government tax breaks. affirmative action. And I will tell you, there are instances where I think affirmative action is good, and there are instances where it just works against the furthering of our society in a better direction. Because if you have two people, don't look at the name, don't look at the color of the skin, don't look at male or female, look at qualifications. Whoever is better qualified to do a better job for that company, that's the job. And if I lose out on a job because there's someone better qualified, great. That's motivation for me. But if I lose out on a job simply because I can't get a tan, that's not cool. You know, like, that's not fair. And I wouldn't think if the roles were reversed, then I'd be happy that I really wasn't the best one for this job, but you settled for me. Like, how is that okay? Like, how would that make you feel better? It wouldn't me. I'm telling you, it wouldn't me. I'm just taking this off. You only leave it on for like 5 to 10 minutes. So, honestly, it would make me feel like shit. But that's just me. You know, and I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but it is what it is. This is the world we live in because it's the world that our ancestors created for us. And, you know, the only thing that helps me sleep better and keep pushing through is to know that I'm trying to give my kids the ability to not be part of the problem. You know? To see human beings as human beings. To judge people on the quality of their character, not the color of their skin. And I'm sure I sound like a textbook right now, but this is my life, you know? This is what I do this is how I live every day. And to say that I can't feel the way that I feel just because of the color of my skin, exactly what point are you trying to make here today? Because everything that one group is saying that they don't want is what they're doing to another group, and that's not fair to anyone. You know, you can't, it's like the old saying, you can't make two wrongs, don't make a right, right? And they absolutely don't. You can't fix hatred with more hatred. You just can't do it. So, until people realize that we are all exactly the same on the inside, it's our hearts that make us different. You know, it's how we interact with other people. It's how we choose to run our lives that make us stand out from one another. Like, we can't fix anything in this world. And this is just my Beauty Sleep Invisible Hydration Mask from Nature by Nurture. I love this stuff. Super good. I'm almost out of it. Probably store some more, but it's just super moisture. Oh, so good. So good. But anyways, I just wanted to get on and talk to you guys about that because I see so much negative out there, and there's no room in this world for any more negativity. You have to think about what world we are leaving our kids. And when stuff like this happens, just so nonchalantly by a person who has the ability and the opportunity to reach so many and do so many positive things. You know, and it's not just Jackie. It's, you know, we've had the same thing. Jeffrey in the past, Jeffrey has apologized, and, you know, it appears that he has that he has changed, that his heart has changed, and he wasn't coming from a place of hatred for anyone other than himself when he said those things. But I don't know. You never know what's actually in someone else's heart. But I think the difference in those two things is that Jeffrey has apologized and tried to move forward in a more positive way from it. You know, and then you have Manny and Laura, and you know, just keep the list on going, and they're all guilty of ignorance, of absolute ignorance. And you know, I truly believe that you can't go back and change anything that you've done, but you can move forward in a different light. You can learn, you can apologize and mean it, and you can learn and try just to prove who you actually are rather than who you were in that moment. Because we've all done stupid shit and said stupid shit, and unfortunately that, you know, that sucks that that stays with us, but it's part of the human condition, and people don't forget, people remember, and they have a right to do so. So I'm not like personally attacking Jackie. I don't know her. I just thought her tweet was, maybe it was meant in humor, as a joke, or maybe out of frustration. I don't know, but I think that when you're in a place like her, a message clouded in ignorance can't get through. You know, so when you say something like all blank people, all this people, all that people, you're instantly putting on a cloud of ignorance. And no matter what happens, no good's gonna come from it. So it bothered me. And it bothers me whenever it happens anywhere else. And honestly, y'all, I just had so much, I just have so much going on right now. I'm just so stressed that I just didn't want to get on here and do makeup and pretend like the world is okay right now, because the world's not okay. Like, it's not okay that people are being treated like this throughout the world, not just in the United States. But it's not okay. Like, and I just want people to know that, number one, not all white people don't say excuse me, because I say excuse me plenty enough. But and that, you know, it's not okay to categorize people. It's not okay to think that you're going to cure or undo one hateful situation and one hateful area of this country's past by creating another. And that we all have the power to be better than that. It's okay to be proud of who you are and proud of who your ancestors were and who you came, you know, where you came from. And it's okay to be proud of that. But know that everyone is entitled to the same amount of pride. In the end, we all come into this world the same way. We all leave the same way. What we do here to make it better for the next generation is what truly matters. And if you're just spreading hate, no matter what color your face is, if you're just spreading hate, you're not helping. So I just want, you know, like, I just, that was my 2 cents, my 10 minutes. And it's okay if you don't watch this video, and it's okay if you don't agree with me. I'm used to people not agreeing with me, because I'm not a let's all get along kind of person. I'm a let's all get better. So, you know, and I try to educate myself, and I know that there are experiences in this life that I'm never going to have. And I've had experiences that some of y'all are never going to have, and some that I wouldn't wish anyone else to ever have. But we learn from them. And with me learning, I teach my children, my nieces and nephews. You know, I try to teach those people that I come in contact with, and I try to teach them positive things. We each have that choice, positive or negative. And I'm trying to choose positive, always. And I just think if you have a message to get out, and you have such a big platform to do it, get out a positive message. You know, to me, Jackie's tweet wouldn't have hit me at all in the wrong light. I don't think it would have hit so many people in the wrong light if she would have been like, Why can these bitches never say excuse me? Like, seriously. Like, I don't care. You know what? Anybody in this world can be categorized as a bitch. Anyone. Doesn't matter what color. Don't matter male, female. Doesn't matter tall, short, skinny, fat. Nothing. You being rude, you a bitch. You being funny, you my bitch. But you know, it's a I love the word. I use it all the time and I understand why people can say, oh, well, that's negative. Oh, you know, whatever. But that can be negative to anybody. It can be positive to anybody. And I'm not categorically stereotyping one skin tone. You know, I didn't choose what color my skin was going to be when I popped out my mama into this world. Neither did you or anyone else. So why are we all fighting about something that none of us had a choice in? None of us. And again, we all come into this world the same way and we're all leaving the same way. It's our legacy that matters. Leave a good one. That's all I got for tonight, guys. I am hoping that you are having a great holiday season. I'm trying to keep up on these videos. No, Christmas is coming in 2 weeks. And the stress is getting your girl, so I just had to do some extra little love for my face. And I think I will be back on Tuesday with a new video. I'm going to do some work on my room here and see if I can't get a new background for you because I'm not liking the way this is looking right here. Feel it in a box. Do you see me? I'm in a box. I'm in a box. I can't get out. Anyways, sorry, it's been a long day. But thanks for watching. If you stuck it out this long, thank you. Go ahead and leave your comments because I'm all about educating and having conversations. Just keep it intelligent, keep it civil. We can disagree all day long. I don't care. I will still respect you as long as you still show me respect. And that's all I ask is just show your fellow human beings some respect. Right now, tomorrow, every day forward. And if everyone does that, it's a better world for everyone. Anyways, good night. I will see you on the flip side. And if you need some good face lovin', go get you some of this Ofra soft pearl peel because it's amazing. I love it. Good night, guys. Bye.